Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of being the king or queen of your own throne. So what does that mean? It means, are you truly living life the way that you want it to? Or are you still living life for others? All too often, we feel like we're in control, we've taken the reins, we're doing all the things we want to do. Yet when we really look at our lives, there's still a lot of things that other people are influencing for us. At least in the past, I've known that that has been the case for myself. I had a very strong family growing up, and my family members had very strong influence over my life. And growing up felt like not necessarily a negative thing. It felt like, oh, I have all these people here who care for me and they just want to see me happy. They want to see me successful. And they did. But the problem comes when you get older. We're supposed to be spreading our wings and going out and living life on our own terms. Yet many of us still fall into that pattern of looking back to see, what do our family members think about what we're doing? And all too often, instead of just taking the reins and going for it and doing what we know we have a passion for and what we want to do, we listen to other people and we ask other people, what do you think? Should I do this? What should I do? And I don't think that it's bad to get advice from people, so please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that sometimes we rely too much on what other people have to say and their opinions, instead of listening to our own gut, because we have this internal GPS. And it will never fail us. It always tells us what we should or shouldn't do. Yet if you're like I used to be, I would get a gut feeling about something and I would ignore it. And instead, I would just go talk to anyone and everyone and say, well, what should I do? What do you think I should do? And I would follow everyone else's advice. I would listen to their suggestions. I would do what other people thought I should do, instead of simply just listening to my own intuition and my own gut. And the thing is, you may be sitting there thinking, well, my intuition isn't working. I never get a gut feeling about things, but I would beg to differ with you. I would say that you get intuition, you get intuitive hits, but maybe you're just not paying attention, or maybe you're just not tuned in enough to know when you're getting an intuitive hit. It took a long time for me to really realize what was happening when I would get some kind of feeling about a situation. I would just think, oh, that's just me thinking it's this way, instead of really realizing that, no, this is your inner guidance system. This is your intuition. This is not you having feelings of doubt and panic for no reason. This is you having your gut tell you that something's wrong in this situation. And in a lot of situations in my life, for example, when I was dating someone a while back, I knew that something was wrong with him, like something was up with the situation, like it just didn't feel right. And even to this day, I probably, if I sat there and really tapped into it, could figure out what it was, but I don't even care. At the time, I couldn't tell you, because this was before my spiritual awakening, I couldn't tell you what it was that was wrong with the situation. I just knew something was wrong. And when I went to him and said, hey, you know what, are you okay? Is everything okay? Because you just seem off or things seem weird. And I got treated like I was crazy and told, whatever, I'm not upset about anything, or there's nothing going on here, and you're just like, you're imagining things. And people might say that to you. Maybe someone has said that to you in the past. No, you're just imagining things. When you're really tapped into your intuition, you're not imagining things. You're getting messages and signs saying, hey, something's not right. And you hear this all the time. You hear about people who they will just get some kind of feeling like they need to check on someone they love. And then when they do, they find that that person has fallen or something's happened and they need help. And so they rush to be there. And they don't know why. They just had this thought like, hey, I should go check on this person. But I feel like that's spirit, that's intuition. It's a lot of different things going on where people who are really tapped in, they're getting this guidance like, hey, you need to do this. And I know for myself, there have been times when I've had family members where I was just laying in bed at night and all of a sudden that person's voice popped into my head and I heard them call my name. And so then the next time I talked to them, I said, okay, so this is really weird. It's going to sound crazy, but I was laying in bed and I distinctly heard your voice and I heard you say my name. And I found out that like that person was praying for me or, that somebody was, wondering if I was okay. They were trying to check on me. So you can get intuitive hits about people and about situations. It's very possible. And everyone, we're all different. We tune in different ways. So it's really, maybe you do hear a voice coming to you. Maybe you see images. I don't know. Everyone has a different way that they connect. Sometimes for me, it's just a knowing, but it definitely shows that you can be very connected and that you can listen to your intuition. And I've just found that the more in life I try to ignore my intuition and I try to go to everyone else to get answers, I'm led more astray. And it feels like life gets harder and I'm just struggling to get back on the right path because when I follow other people's advice, like I start getting off my path, start getting off course because other people, while they might have good intentions and they may be well-meaning, they don't know what's best for my life. So if I'm only listening to other people and what other people have to say about what they think I should do, I'm not going to be on the right course because I'm taking advice from people who don't have to live my life. They don't have to then experience the consequences of the choices that I'm making. I'm the one that has to deal with those consequences. So if I'm listening to everyone else, that seems kind of crazy, right? Like here are all these people giving me advice, but they don't have to deal with the ramifications of what happens when they follow that advice. So what's better? Is it better to listen to other people and let them give you advice? Or is it better to listen to your own inner guidance and your GPS? Because whether you believe it or not, and as I always say with this podcast, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. So when I'm talking to you now, if this does not make sense to you, then just leave it. Don't worry about it. But what I personally have discovered from learning and from being in different classes and what feels right in my soul is that when we come here, we have a life plan. We have a whole path that we have charted out like a map for our lives. And there are different roads and things, there are different courses, different paths we can choose. We have one main path. We can divert off from that a little bit, but our main purpose, like we're supposed to be doing certain things when we're here. Like we signed up to do certain things. Like I signed up in this life to be a teacher and a healer, and that's what I'm doing to live out my purpose and my path. And so for many of us, we come here, we have this whole plan, we have this whole map, and then we come here and it's like we don't remember it. Our souls remember the plan, the map, but our human us, we don't remember. So we come here kind of like we have blindfold on and we just have no idea where to go. And instead of tuning in to our intuition and our higher selves, the part of us that already knows the plan, has already seen the map, has it memorized, we start asking everyone else, like, what do I do? What should I do? And it's no wonder that we get off course, because we're taking advice from people who don't know our plan, who don't know our purpose. We're supposed to be listening to our own inner guidance, and yet so many people aren't. Like I said in the beginning of this podcast, I'm not saying that you should never get advice from people. People can offer you good advice. But if you get advice from someone and it just doesn't sit well with you, why on earth would you follow through with what someone else said? I've had that before. I've had people give me advice that was really terrible advice, but I didn't know it at the time. Yet when I asked for advice, they would give me their advice and I would think, well, this person's pretty smart. They probably know better than I do. Even though at the time, I remember even thinking like, this doesn't feel right for me, but this person's smart. Who am I to question that? I mean, if they think it's best, it's probably best. And when you're young, you tend to listen to other people because what? People will tell you, oh, you're too young to know. And that's BS. Honestly, I think it's easier when we're younger to tap into our intuition. In fact, when you're born, you know how to do that. It's when we get older that we start learning not to trust our intuition. We start learning, like if you start telling your family members when you're younger, oh, hey, I can talk to my guide. They probably, maybe some of them told you were crazy, or, they told you that was just an imaginary friend. Stop worrying about it. So you got conditioned more and more not to listen to those things, not to trust in those things. And the bad part about it is you should be listening, you should be trusting in those things. Yet we're taught so often and conditioned not to. And too many times we just do what everyone around us does, don't we? We're like, well, I don't know, everyone around me is getting married, I guess I should too. Oh, well, everyone around me is going to college, I guess I should too. We just sort of do what everyone else does, or we go get advice and we take the advice of what other people say, when really you don't need anyone else's advice. You already have that inner voice telling you what to do. You've just got to learn how to start tapping into it. So you may be sitting there listening to this going, okay, that's easy for you to say. How do I tap into it? And that's a great question. How you can start tapping into it is, number one, by learning how to recognize when something is your intuition or not. Someone asked me a great question on one of my Facebook Lives. They said, how do you know when something is intuition and when it's anxiety? And I thought that was an excellent question, and probably a question that many people have. So when something is your anxiety, it's a fear-based thought. And fear-based thoughts are things like, well, you can't do it. That's never going to work. You don't have what it takes. And your intuition isn't fear-based. So if you get an intuition that something isn't going to work out for you, it's not because you don't have what it takes or whatever. It's not a thought like that. It's usually because something better is coming for you. So when you get an intuitive hit of like something isn't going to work out, it shouldn't be a fear-based, like you're not good enough for that person. It should be, it's not going to work out because something better is coming, or there's something more, or it's not the right timing. It'll happen, but not right now. Those are not fear-based. Those are more like thoughts from your higher self that are telling you, look, something better is coming. Trust in the process. It's all going to work out. And things like that, which are not fear-based. Those are actually very positive reinforcements from your higher self, letting you know that you're on the right path and everything is working out. And if it's not meant for you, there's a reason, and there's a good reason. Because as God always says, either yes but not now, or no, because I have something much better for you. We often dream way too small for ourselves. And sometimes we don't even dare to dream as big as the universe wants us to dream. So if you're taking the advice of others and you're not living the life that you want to live, that's going to make you so happy. The universe is telling you right now that it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to stop holding back, to stop being afraid, and stop being small. Whatever it is the universe is asking you to do, and you will know because you will feel this tugging at you, like this is something I have to do. I remember when I started my podcast, people probably thought I was insane. Like, why are you doing this? But I couldn't explain it. It was just something that I had to do. The same thing with the Facebook Lives. My kids just looked at me like, you're doing what? But it was something I had to do. And not everyone is going to understand your purpose. And you may sound crazy to a lot of people. Guess what? A lot of pioneering people sounded crazy. Think about all of the people in history who were balked at. People made fun of them until it turned out they were right. Whenever Galileo said, no, the world is not flat, people were like, whatever, you're crazy, fine. And they just kind of ignored him until he proved his point. Lincoln had a lot of failures. People didn't really believe in him at first. He proved everyone wrong. A lot of really, really successful people and smart people were treated like they were crazy at first because other people didn't understand their path. And I posted a meme not too long ago on my Facebook page that said, just because we're not on the same path, just because our paths are different, it doesn't mean I'm lost. And I love that because people will think that just because you're trying to do something that is out of the norm, that isn't the status quo, that maybe you've lost it. And the truth is, that's just so not true. If you're following your heart, you're following your passion, your purpose in life, and your intuition, then the universe is supporting you 100%, and you just have to believe that. You have to have faith. But a lot of people will not understand your journey. And that's okay. It's not their journey to understand. It's yours and yours alone. So I think it's about time that you stop asking other people, what should I do? And start listening to yourself. One of the ways that you can get in tune to your higher self and to your purpose is through your intuition and doing those intuition exercises. And I've talked about this before. You can ask yourself yes or no questions. And where do you feel those answers in your body? So for me, I just take a deep breath and I sit quietly and I say to myself, yes, 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 yes. And then I notice where I start feeling things in my body when I hear that word, yes. And for me, it's like butterflies in my stomach. It's like excitement, you know? And then I do the same thing. I take a deep breath and I say, no, no, no. And where in my body am I feeling a reaction when I hear no? And it's in my chest. It's like a tightness in my chest. It's pressure in my chest. And so now when I need to ask a question, a yes or no, like my intuition will guide me. Is this going to be for my highest good? Will this work out for me for my highest good? Where do I feel that in my body? Well, that was a yes for me. Oh, that was a no for me. Another thing that you can do is to start meditating. Sit in stillness for, set a timer, 5 minutes. Maybe even start smaller. Maybe you work up to 5. Maybe start with a minute. And just allow your mind to just be still. So when a thought comes, just acknowledge it and let it pass. Try to be as still as you possibly can. And a lot of times when we do that, like our intuition is trying to talk to us, our higher selves are trying to give us messages, and we're just so busy that we don't hear it. We don't get it. So when you get into a regular meditation practice where you spend some time in silence, just being with yourself, you get into the practice of being open and receptive to receiving messages from your higher self and getting intuitive messages. So I would urge you to take some time. It doesn't take very long to actually sit and practice that. Sit for, again, maybe you start off with a minute. Because a minute, honestly, it doesn't seem like it would be a long time. It can be a long time if you're not used to just sitting. Then work up to 2 minutes, then 3, then 4, and then all the way up to 5. There are some people who meditate with nothing, no music, but they just sit in stillness for hours. Now, I've never done that, but I have been able to meditate like that for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. And you'll notice a big difference afterwards. You'll notice that, again, because you're so busy the rest of the time, it's hard to get intuition. It's like intuitive hits, I should say. It's hard to get guidance. You're getting it, but you're not hearing it. You're not getting it because you're too busy and you're not paying attention. So when we get into the practice of really slowing down and meditating, we get into the practice of actually listening for the guidance. It's like when you were little and your parents tried to tell you something as you were in a hurry. Think about, for me, growing up, if there was snow outside, like I just wanted to hurry up so I could get outside and get into the snow and play. And wow, how different things are now, because now I hate snow. Like I don't like the cold or anything, but as a kid, I loved it. So for me, I would be hurrying up to get my coat on and my gloves or whatever I had to get on so I could get out in the snow and play. And I would never hear anything my mom was saying as I was trying to get ready to go play, because what she had to say wasn't important. I had something better to do, right? And that is most of us every day in our lives. We are so focused and so busy doing what we feel like we have to do. We're not taking the time to slow down and listen to what the universe is trying to tell us. So get into a habit, into a practice of meditating and do those intuition exercises, and you will be amazed at what you start to get and what comes to you. It's time for you to start relying less on others and more on yourself, because you are totally capable. You have everything you need right now to be successful. And you know what to do. You know what to do. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to thank you so much for being with me today. I am so excited. I got my cards in the mail today, so I'm going to read a card from you from my deck. My deck is called Divine Whispers because I felt like I was receiving whispers from the divine directly into my ear as I was writing these. And also because one of my listeners, Ginger, I'll have to give her a shout out, said, if I could just have you in my ear every day whispering to me. And that was my inspiration. When she said that, I was like, I should make an oracle card deck. So I did. So thank you, Ginger. Because of you that these cards are here. And so I want to read from you one of the cards that from my deck that I pulled for you. And it is Rise with Gratitude. Just as the sun rises each day, so must you rise with gratitude. Just as you depend upon the sun for warmth, others depend upon you for your warmth and light. The best way to shine that light is by expressing gratitude. Either every day is a miracle or nothing is. I choose to see every experience as a miracle today. Before your feet hit the floor each morning, tell the universe thank you for at least 5 things in your life today. You are deeply and richly blessed. And here's your daily mantra from this card. I am thankful for my eyes that see the good in every situation. I'm thankful for my heart that loves deeply and unconditionally. I'm thankful for the breath within me that sustains me. I am thankful for the gifts that you have bestowed upon me. I thank you for each new day that is filled with your blessings. All right. And if you join me on my Facebook Lives, I'm going to start pulling a card or two from my deck on my Facebook Lives to show you what they are like. You can order them. I am setting up my store right now. The place that I ordered them through, the place that printed my cards, actually has an online store. Once that is set up, I will have a link to my website where you can just go and purchase the deck. Right now, the deck will be 3330. So it's a divine number. And also was the number when I took in the costs and everything, it just worked out. I was like, oh, that's a sign. So 3330 is the amount of the cards, and you get to choose what kind of container you want it to come in. So you can save a little money there. That's totally up to you. But I absolutely love these cards, and I'm so excited about them, and I hope that you will join me on my Facebook Live so that you can see more of them. And as always, if you like this podcast, please share it with others. Please subscribe. That helps others to find me. I want to thank you so much to all of those of you who have already done that. I really, really appreciate you. If you would leave me a review from wherever you're listening, that also helps others find me. I appreciate all of you who have already done that. If you feel like donating to my channel, I do this podcast for free, and it takes about an hour every day to do. So it's about 5 hours out of my week. So it's a little bit of a time constraint, but if you feel like an episode has helped you and you'd like to donate, any amount would be greatly appreciated. I want to thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to work with me, check out my website, melissaoatman.com, where you will find a list of all of my services, including classes that I'm offering right now. I'm offering a Reiki course and a Change Your Life course. You can go to my website and check that out, and then if you want to book, you simply email me. And also, if you are requesting to join my website, that means that you would like to join my class, the online class, Live Your Best Life. And it's, you have to pay first. So I know a lot of people click that they're requesting to be a site member, not really understanding what that means. If you request to be a site member, it means that you want to take that course. And if you really do, just email me because I will give you a login. If you sign up, though, subscribe to my newsletter, there's a big mail envelope on the first page of my homepage. If you subscribe there, then you will receive a free morning and evening meditation. Not medication, meditation. I'm not sending you any medication. Sorry about that. But you can go just put in your email address. It's not subscribing to the actual website. It's just signing up for my mail list. So hopefully there's no confusion there. Again, I want to thank you so much for being with me. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.